Hello everyone, my name is Evan Borelli and I'm an instructor here at Mathnasium of Hamilton Mountain. Today I'm making a quick instructional video regarding solving basic algebraic equations. So this is something that I believe is taught in grade 8 and it also is very important in grade 9 math. This is really something that kind of bridges the gap between elementary school math and high school math, and it is very crucial going forward. So understanding this is a great skill to have. First, we're going to ask ourselves, like, what is algebra? It's probably a word that a lot of people have heard, but a lot of people don't really know what it means. And what it represents is it represents the branch of mathematics where letters are substituted in for numbers. And what we can do with this information is that if we are given enough information, we can solve for actually what these numbers must be. Okay, and there's a very simple example right beside it. It says x plus 5 is equal to 7. Now that x there, that's obviously not a number, that's a letter. That is called our variable, okay? And essentially what that means is that it represents some number. And we can figure out quite easily what that number is. This is a very simple example, x plus 5 equals 7. And what we know that, well, we know that 2 plus 5 is equal to 7, and that's the only number that works in this case. And so that tells us that x must be 2, right? If x is equal to 2, then 2 plus 5 equals 7, and we have a nice, proper, correct equation, okay? Now, it does get a little bit more difficult if you're making the problems a little bit more complex. So an example here that I have on the side there is 3x plus 5 equals 14. So we're going to take a quick look at this, and I want to show you guys how to solve this problem algebraically. Okay, and that's a word that you'll hear as well. And so the principle of solving something algebraically is that we always want to isolate for the letter, which is the variable. So we always want the letter to be by itself. We want nothing touching it on whatever side of the equal side it's on. Nothing else should be there. You can see that in the equation 3x plus 5 equals 14, there's things too close to the x. I don't want them there, okay? And the way we can isolate for x is by performing the opposite operation, okay, of what is attached to the x. So I see that 5 is being added to x, okay? So the opposite of addition is subtraction. By subtracting 5, you can see here, I will eventually get rid of the 5, because 5 minus 5, well, that's just equal to 0. And so these would really cancel each other out. And you might be wondering, well, why is there minus 5 on this side as well? And the reason for that is because you have to keep your equation balanced. If you do something to one side, you must do it to the other. So you can see here that I have subtracted 5 from both sides so that I can get rid of the 5 on the side of the variable, the x. And when I simplify that, these 5's here cancel each other out, and I'm just left with 3x equals 14 minus 5 is 9. So I'm left with 3x equals 9. Now 3 beside an x, you might learn very quickly that that means that 3 is being multiplied by some number. So the multiplication there, if you recall, we have to do the opposite of multiplication. And what's the opposite of multiplication? It is division. So I'm going to divide both sides, and I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And the reason I'm going to do that is that 3 divided by 3 is just equal to 1, and I'm just left with 1x in my final step. Remember, I have to do whatever I do to one side also must be done to the other side. 9 divided by 3 is going to give me my final answer, x equals 3. Now let's see if this works. Let's go back to our original equation here. If x is equal to 3, then it should tell us that 3 times 3 plus 5 is equal to 14. Well, 3 times 3 is equal to 9. 9 plus 5 is equal to 14. Therefore, we know that we are correct. And that is how you would go about solving a basic algebraic equation. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you think you could share this with someone who you think might enjoy it as well, that would be greatly appreciated. And you could subscribe to our YouTube channel as well for more instructional videos like this. And we're going to say goodbye from Mathnasium for now.